Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to show you how I clean up my hellebores. We're also going to be planting a few new ones. I'm going to fertilize and I will show you some of the hellebores I already have planted in my garden. This is a spot we're going to be working on mostly though, because I have not touched these hellebores yet. Clearly, they're looking a little bit crummy. These are called Pink Frost and I've had them in here for maybe 2 or 3 seasons now. And I do believe we have some footage of what they look like in season. They look very different than what they look like right now. So hellebores are an evergreen perennial, which kind of to me is a half truth. I mean, they keep their leaves somewhat green, but by the spring they usually look pretty worn out. And I do think it depends on the growing zone. So you typically find hellebores within a zone 4 through 9. Every variety will be a little bit different, so you definitely want to check the tag before you put one in your garden, especially if you live in one of the colder zones. But I think when you live in a colder zone, they look a little bit more worn out than if you lived in that higher range, like in zone 8 or 9. So you can see the beautiful flowers and fresh growth coming up from the center here, but I get so distracted by all this gross growth. So it's very easy to clean them up. All you do is you take one of these kind of tattered leaves, or 2 or 3, whatever you can get your hands on, and you just follow them down to the bottom and clip them off. It's super simple to do. I just did a bunch right all at one time. All of these are old ones, but I usually like to wait until I see a little bit of fresh growth in the center before I do this cleanup. That way I just feel like it protects the plant a little bit better. These have gone a little bit longer than I typically like to let them go before I clean them up, but there's no time like the present, so we're gonna get it done today. I'm gonna have to clean up one little boxwood that's got a little bit of death on it on the top, but other than that, that's it for this area. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean all of these up. I'm going to be fertilizing them with plant tone, and then we're going to move over to where I'm planting the new ones. These look so much better than when we started out, and you can see all the fresh green growth in here. I mean, just give it a month's time even, and these things will be so full of leaves and blooms. They're just going to be gorgeous, and they really do maintain their blooms for a long time, like for most of the season. They won't look fresh the whole season, but they'll kind of mute out in color a bit and maybe turn even a little bit more green. But this area is a little bit tricky light-wise, and so I needed to put something in here that really brought a lot of interest without needing a ton of sun. So the boxwoods, these are all North Star boxwoods, and I started with really itty-bitty ones because I wanted to maintain a small hedge just like this. And this is the first issue I've had, which is really pretty good in like 3 years. There was a lot more dead in there than I thought, which is kind of a bummer. There's still some life in there. So I left it. I did fertilize the boxwoods in addition to the hellebores. So we'll see what happens, but if I come across a fresh North Star boxwood somewhere, I will probably pick it up and replace that one. I also fertilized this clematis while I was at it because it is just so beautiful. It looks like it just wants to run away already. I can't believe the amount of growth that we're seeing here, and I think this is a happy jack, if I'm not mistaken. It'll get loaded up with purple flowers, so this whole area will just be beautiful. So now let's head to the area where we're going to plant the new ones. We're taking the scenic route here through our fireplace area. You can see these boxwoods look really good. Like, I think we're going to actually have a full looking hedge this year, which is very exciting. And Aaron, Benjamin, and I have already had a couple fires out here at the fireplace this year. But this is the bed right here where all the hellebores are going to end up going. I've been slowly working on kind of amping up the hellebore display. And I've got quite a number of them in here, quite a number of which, like, I just came in here and cleaned a bunch up. So there's some that are just like really small in here that will fill in. And I've got hellebore seedlings everywhere. Like, they're just going to take off and naturalize, which is so exciting to me. So anyway, what I want to do is get the new ones planted in this spot, and then I'll kind of give you a tour of everything that's here. and I think they look really pretty. I did focus most of them toward the back side of this bed, like kind of toward the interior, and then wrapped around that side of the lilac. But do keep in mind that this whole area, like inside here, fills up with hostas. They're just coming up now. There are some bulbs that I cannot remember the name of. They look like daffodil foliage, but they have snowdrop looking blooms, but they're quite tall. And I've got a drift of them in here. If I can find the name and the picture of them, we'll put it up on the screen. And then these, of course, get a lot bigger as well. So the area really does fill in. We do have Harris the hare here, which he needs a new hairdo really bad. The whole sempervivum thing is just not working in this spot right now. I'm thinking of maybe growing some kind of a pretty vine on him this year, because I really like the way he looks here. It's kind of like a really whimsical look. But hellebores are just so low maintenance. So I fertilized them all today. So other than the annual fertilizer and the annual trim, that is all that they need. They like a spot that's kind of moist but well drained. They don't want to be sitting in water like most plants, and they like a position that's sheltered from the afternoon sun. So anything part sun to, or part shade, excuse me, to shade, they really prefer. And there's just so many different varieties out there. So what I want to do, instead of just walking to each one of these, I think we're going to get some footage of each one of the blooms I have right now, and then we will put the name of the hellebore up on the screen for you so you can see that if I can find it. And that's how we're going to end this video, just very peaceful and pretty. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.